everyone, it's Tim here from Auto Van Can, and today we're going to do a toolbox or service truck tour. I thought that might be of interest to some of my followers there, so let's get right in. In the front of the truck with me, I have the car seat for the little one, always important, but I keep some batteries in there for when it's cold in the winter time. Here I got good old computer stand, and I got a safety deposit box or safe box, a double lock system. No scan tools are kept in overnight, nothing of value in there overnight anyways, but it's always handy if you're running in to McDonald's or Home Depot or something like that. Lock her up, lock everything in there, you haven't got to worry. Apart from that, front's pretty standard. Got a welding helmet behind me. Not that I have a welder at the moment, but I used to. So, and then I got everything on the dashboard there. PPE, my coolant temperature checking gauge, service stickers, headlamp, simple stuff. Alright, so we're going to move on to the first half of the van. As you can see, it's pretty full, so let's get in, have a look. Right, the first thing we see there, we've got a pair of 6-ton axle stands. They're great, even though they could be a bit overkill, but not for some of the trucks. They get you a lot of lift. And then we've got these ramps. You can pick these up from Canadian Tire, but I find they're excellent. They're rebranded, but they're made by a company in the States, and they're 2-piece. They give you a lot of lift, and they're low profile too. Great, that's what you need in the snow. A lot of height, and a gradual gradient up, so you don't have any vehicles slipping. And then I got my little go bag, kneeling pad, and this bag here that sits on top of my jack. I got brake lube, more brake lube, or rags, wire brush. I keep all the tools that I'm using for the particular job on there, but I also got brake clean and a fluid film. I got my drill. Been impressed with this. I've had this for a number of years now, brushed. And I got the new DEWAULT DCF 900, if I can get it out. I should do a review about this at some point. It's been a good gun, but it does have some quirks, especially in the colder weather, which I need to talk about at some point. And then we've got my 3-ton shop jack. As you can see, it's getting a bit rusty. I've only had this one probably a year, but like I said, in the winter time everything gets wet for long periods of time. Behind this silver box here, you can probably see it, there's my generator. I got 5.5 kilowatt, runs off the gas tank. I have the exhaust and intake on the other side of the van, so I got a mobile power unit. And behind my toolboxes, got some pry bars and some long extensions that don't fit in the toolboxes. And you can see up there too, kinda. There's the other half of the ramps. My airline, that's a 50 foot, I believe, 50 foot, 3/4 hose. It'd be nice to have a reel, but I have what I have at the moment. Got my roll holder with a bungee cord. Onto the door I got some more bungee straps, caliper carriers. Let's put this bag back in, shall we? Alright, moving on. Up here I keep some oil filters, fluids, like screen wash. I need to top it up actually, I'm getting low on oil. I've got some oils up there. And I've got oil filters down the side behind that clean flow. spare brake cleaner. I got some 1 litre bottles of oil, more brake lube, zip ties up there too, grease for the grease gun. It's kind of like my little shelf that I love up there with all my lights. And then I got an air compressor with an extra tank. Obviously it's not plumbed directly into the air tank, but it's on the side, so it gives my airline a bit more capacity before the compressor kicks in, giving the motor a bit easier of a life. It's not the compressor I want, but like I said, it is what it is. We've got another pair of 3-ton axle stands, lots of gloves. So these are new gloves, used gloves, because in the winter time your plastic gloves don't rip as much. Jump cables, a little long magnet. I got on the side here strong magnet. Okay, the other one to my friend, it's from my beacon I mounted. There's there we go, my brake caliper rewind set. Alright, piece of wood for jacking, more pieces of wood for jacking, torque wrench, 1/2 inch ratchet, snap on. I believe this is a 38 pry bar. And then I also got flip sockets, but in 1/2 inch sizes for those swollen lug nuts. Sorry, I like to be organised, so everything has to go back in. 1/2 inch sockets, shallow and deep, MATCO I believe, and I've got some odd snap-on in there as well, and MASTERCRAFT. There's another handy tool I've had for a long time. This has taken quite the beating actually. I've probably had this in the driver, the drill, for probably 5 years now, and it's taken some abuse. I used to use it a lot when I was doing engine disassembly. And then brake caliper, piston rewind tool. I love this. Very handy to finding those sticking calipers. Another pry bar. Another good one for brake calipers and brake pads. I love the angle. Snap on again. Alright, up here, this box is all my funnels and stuff. Funnels for filling coolant, oil. Yeah, let's get it down. There we go. So, for my funnel, I've got another funnel here for transmissions. I got a tub for wheel bearing grease. I got my grease gun down there. A fluid syringe. My 4.5 litre funnel. More funnels. This one I've been favouring lately from Flotool. I've been favouring this one a lot. I've been using this one a lot. It was my go-to was one of these Flotools for a long time. But then I started favouring this one. We can't forget this. The spill-free funnel coolant filling system kit. I don't have a vacuum system yet. I need to get a piece for Volkswagens, but an Audi, but that does the trick for now. Up here, there we go. You can see more up here too. This is where I normally keep my moving blanket, but in the winter time, because it gets wet a lot, it lives in my passenger front footwell with the heater. Grip mats, tarp, extension cable, and that will show you at the back. Spare rolls there, shop towels. Anyways, on here, you see it's accumulated some oil, and so is my hand. But there we go. Can I open it without? There we go. My sealing rings. Always replace as many as I can. And then I got a cotter pins in here, all your ball joints and suspension components that require them. There we go. There we go. We've got some silicone sealing, gasket sealant, some misc bands there, and guide pins, more pins. I got small little clips here. They're handy for wheel well liners and under shields. Some Loctite. Lots of wheel nuts. I got some new drain plugs in there as well. More Dodge wheel lucks. I got some Ford ones around. And here we got, I'm running low. I need to stock up before tyre season, which is just a couple of weeks away. Some temporary string patches for temporary repairs, getting people back on the road until they can get a permanent repair. Would have been easier if I'd done that if I'd taken off the 2 upper boxes, but hey ho. Let's climb back down. Let's move this out of the way. Alright. Another good thing about doing this video, it'll be handy for insurance if I ever get robbed, right? This is my top drawer, more used gloves. Too dirty to go in people's vehicles with, but not worn enough yet that can be thrown away. And sticky, the non-stick static cling oil change stickers for people's vehicles that have got window tint on the front windshield, which they shouldn't have, but some PTFE tape, it's handy. Some marking paint. I've got some tyre chalk. It's good that I found that. Don't need it for tyre season yet. Mirror. Also got feeler gauge in here. A tape measure, metric. Good old IKEA. Can I open it with one hand? There we go. Yep. So it's in centimetres. It's good for doing the analog alignments at the moment. Stretch belt kit. Tools. Wire brush on for the 1/4 inch. More quick disconnect wire brushes for brake jobs. So if you work on Toyotas, you know what that is. I've got a wheel stud installer here. And then these are great for doing gasket jobs, cleaning up. I use this. This was my favourite, I think, when I was doing engine resealing. Another one, 120 grit, white. I've got a 50 grit as well in there somewhere, green. These ones are good for resurfacing wheels, like hubs and stuff. Oh look, there's the green one. Bristle brushes. They are not cheap, these bristle brushes, so use them. Just be light on them. And then this, I got more in this bag. These are my spares. I use this kind of style on doing brake jobs, cleaning up the caliper carriers. Fit it back in. Window arm puller, well, battery arm post puller, but I use it for wiper arms, more miscellaneous bits. Phillips, I believe, in there. Phillips, yep. All here. Allen keys, metric and imperial. Torx bits, spark plug sockets. This one's nice. This is from Snap-on. This is from Snap-on too. This used to get a lot of use. Doesn't really anymore. As you can see by the rust, because it's 3/4 to 1/2 inch. And that was when I was doing crankshaft bolts on Porsche Macans. More spark plug sockets and adapters and stuff. 1/2 inch to 3/4. Don't really use that all that much. Alright, not anymore anyways. Alright, moving on. This is wrenches. Metric, long. These say maximum, but they're made by Gear Wrench. I like these. Blowgun, high velocity. I got line wrenches. Underneath here I got metric crow's feet. Snap-on ratchet. These are good for brake jobs. I got more of them. Another one in there somewhere. See, this is a bit of a jumble, but got to make the most of what you got. I probably overloaded these Milwaukee 3-drawer toolboxes, but And then 3/8 sockets, you know, triple square. I haven't used these in a while. I used to use them all the time. And again, Torx, impact Torx, chrome Torx, 1/4 inch deep and shallow, 1/4 inch snap-on sockets, like universal swivel sockets. MATCO, I believe, and a snap-on. You can see how short the snap-on is compared to the MATCO. And then, obviously, I don't really have any semi-deep. These semi-deeps are, that one's not a semi-deep. This semi-deep, this is a homemade semi-deep, 16mm, but 3/8 chrome, shallow and deep. And then wrenches and extensions. This is handy for doing brake springs. And it's for a door tool, actually. Obviously, another snap-on gun. This is a wonderful tool. The clutch is starting to show its age, but it's used to use this a lot for trim work and stuff like that, and engine reassembly. So I stick it on the lowest setting on both for doing up aluminium fasteners before applying their torque, because it wouldn't actually apply any torque. It's just great for quick reassembly before doing tightening sequences. Bit set for that. Some snap-on ratchets. Everything's silver, so you can't really see the difference. More ratchets. This is not snap-on. What was this one? This one's snap-on. And I love this ratchet here. A long 3/8 flex head, my snap-on. And they updated the head design to make it a lot stronger so it doesn't get wider with use. So, and then various extensions. And, you know, 3/8, 1/4 inch. Stuff like that. I could probably drive around with a lot less, but I'm someone that I like it. I like as much on board as possible. I didn't bring my spring compressor with me to show you, but maybe another day. Oil filter cups, Toyotas. This one here, I think, I believe is for BMW. More. This one here is for Porsches. Another Blue Point. One for Toyota 4-cylinder. This one's for Toyota 6-cylinder, 8 cylinders. Another snap-on valve cool tool. Fuel line disconnect tool. More heavy duty Allen key sockets and triple squares. My beating extension. There we go. I've got some tools in there as well for, there we go, more triple squares. Stuff for working on Volkswagens as well, because I used to do a lot of that in Europe too. Trim tools, screwdrivers, radiator picks, some trim tools. I got these from training. I used to get sent off for training. Wire brushes, more hose picks, stubby screwdrivers, small pry bar. My zip tie dipsticks I use for transmissions and coolant. I use this one for dipping coolant, checking the coolant freezing temperatures. Can't open that. Get out of the way. Alright. Pliers. Got vice grips, line clamps. Lots of snap-on pliers in here. Hose clamp pliers by Snap-on with the cable. These are my favourite pliers by Shure. The long side cutters. CV band clamp pliers. Make them look nice and professional. Tin snips. You never know. More hose clamp pliers by Snap-on. And I've got Knipex as well. Knipex. No. Ear clamp tools. Circlip tools. There we go. Sorry, it's a bit chilly out today, so I have to excuse me. Let's put that back together. And yeah, so that's the front half of the truck. In addition, I've got stuff on the doors here. This is where I connect my hose. There's an extra 25 feet here if I need to unroll it. My air gun. my long blowgun. This is my stethoscope. It's a long screwdriver. This is my rattle drawer. These rattle down the road, especially on bumpy roads. But fluid film, penetrant, rubber care. It's great for door seals. Honey goo, brake clean, air intake cleaner. These are my wheel chocks as well. I didn't show you my wheel chocks. Nothing expensive here. Well, not for the wheel chock department. Pieces of wood. They do just the trick. On the side of the truck, got outlets, 115 and 230 volt. Then onto the back of the truck. See, it's a bit of a style, could use some improvement, but when once busy season starts I might get some more of the Milwaukee PACKOUT boxes. Anyway, so I got my static wheel balancer here. You can see some weights are left there. It's great for my little roll, but love the static wheel balancer. You can see it's my extension cable here for the compressors, my fuse panel board, electrical disconnect tools like pin-out tools. I got map gas and butane. I got another pair of 3-ton axle stands buried in there as well with some more oil, DCT oil. Also got friction additive, a ball hitch. I got some ratchet straps in this bag too, in case it's windy. So I just put a ratchet on people's hood so the wind doesn't take the hood up. And this is supposed to be the most expensive bin because it's just for trash. So empty today. And then is some of my air tools. A right angle die grinder. Got my 1/2-inch impact gun, 3/8 impact gun, 3-inch cut off wheel. My favourite tool, my my zip gun, my air hammer. I got lots of bits for it in there. You can see, I'm not going to go through them all. Alright, and then we'll get to this box in a minute. Alright, in this box got more of these bits here, quick release chucks, 1/4 inch I believe, for cleaning, and Imperial stubby wrenches, Imperial some long wrenches. I got long hose pick tools. I got lady slippers. I'm not sure what you call them in here. These are good for removing wheel weights and valve covers and stuff. I got pulley strap tool, some masking tape, some more cheap trim tools, more air hammer tools. And I've also got some big wrenches down there as well hiding, which are, I've got a 30, 32, and I've got some other ones in there. 25. Some of the heavy ones. Also got some brass punches, brake line tools, punch and chisel set, snap on. Pick these up at Canadian Tire, so you can bend brake lines without a fancy tool. Just slip them on. Just don't flare your line before taking these off. Brake line cutter. I need to get some more of these extraction tools. Nah, they're from Lyle. They've been okay. They've extracted a few of them, but they're expensive for how long they last, which is not very long. So I got more. I also got some more long pick tools. So I haven't dug those wrenches out in a while, but I don't like these because they don't have the drawers for easy access, but it keeps the tools nice, especially in the damper weather. Like my wrenches in the front boxes were going a little rusty at one point because of all the condensation they were picking up because they were cold metal. With these, with the weather sealing, it's a hassle to get to them, but if you're not using them as much, it does keep them in better condition. Don't go as rusty. And then here I've got some storage tanks for waste until they go to my proper, like if I fill up for the day, I've got oil that can go in here and coolant that can go in there. Some more long 2x4s for really low vehicles getting onto ramps. I've got some wheel weights that need their own dedicated box. Imperial 3/8 sockets. I'm saving up to get some more of those Milwaukee toolboxes and 1/2 inch too. I got small DEWAULT Sawzall. Let's climb up in the back now, shall we? I'll just grab my kneeling pad because I have another one. These are great, 2 inches from Amazon, and they're like kneeling on air. And I got some more 4x4s. You can see I've got some stuff up there, some car floor mat covers, a respirator, keeping the dust out my lungs. I've got rivets. I've also got a rivet gun up here, 1/8 rivets, some glue, 2-part epoxy, and then this is good. The strap's getting a bit stretchy now. I haven't had it that long. It did hold it a lot closer to the roof, more like that, just a few months ago. But it is cold, so it might just be that losing its elasticity in the cold. Oh, cold. Whoops, that's lips. But it's great. Nice little platform. I can keep it up and out the way. Keep my real estate off off the working area. So when I've got a vehicle up in ramps and I can't reach underneath the hood, because I'm only 5'8", so that will help, especially with big pickup trucks. And it didn't cost a lot. Then I got like shop toolbox. There we go. More shop tools, bands, emery cloth, different grades, ball joint, like boot installer, another part for the ball joint press. I won't go through all of it, but butane torch, like soldering torch, engraver tool, which is great for removing aluminium bolts. I got a ball joint press down there, just a basic kit. Haven't needed anything else really, to be honest, yet. 1/4 inch burr bits. I've been enjoying these Potato. I think they're an English brand from my home country, and they've been doing the job alright. And what else we got down here? Oh gosh, it's like a little goodie. It's like going, ooh, what have I found next? Drill bits, O-rings, metric and SAE. Oh, what's this? Oh yes, wheel lock key removal tool. Always handy. What we got here? Oh yes, deep well extractor set. These are beautifully handy. I'm starting to pile up with tools here. And what else have I got? Oh, I got a Noid light set. Is this the Noid light set? No, that's the brake line flaring kit. Because I got some brake line tucked behind the waste containers there. Yes, this I just got yet. I'm yet to try it out, but I'm looking forward to. Just a cheapy butane soldering iron, master brake line flaring toolkit. Astro, one of these. Oh, what's this? Serpentine belt tool, a low profile kit. I'm starting to run out of space. There we go. Because I'm taking everything out. What's in this? Oh yes, I believe these are axle sockets by Astro Pneumatic. Had these for a little while. They've been doing really well. It's not often I dig everything out at the back here. If I can open it with one hand. I've got to remember how I put everything back in. Can I undo it with one hand? Lift. There we go. Metric. 12 point. I think they're great. Actually, I took the recommendation of getting them. So there's a ball joint kit by OEM. Got a press there, puller, O-rings. Oh, this is for doing, yes, VW Audi camshaft socket set. Handy little kit that. For doing the VVT actuators. And now that I got that box out the way with, I had to stop the video there and pack it all back up because it was just too much. Like I said before, reciprocating saw, one-handed. Some little nuts and screws. Pick this up. This is a handy piece of kit for doing the aftermarket wheel lock keys. It's a nice little set. MASTERCRAFT, rebrand from another company again, I believe. But they came for a good price, so, and they do the job, can't complain. BMW locking wheel nut key master set. 4.5-inch angle grinder. MITI vacuum gauge, like set. Good for bleeding as well, which I don't really use it for because I have a vacuum bleeder. Oh yes, I have these. I forgot about these. There we go. Pitman arm adjustment tool set. As you see, I probably only used it once or twice after becoming self-employed. So there's still a lot of stuff that I need. I haven't got my spring compressor on board with me today. See, still some stuff that I need, but baby steps. There we go. So it's just, I'm just using the wife's shopping baskets for now. I did have 4 of those in here, or 5. So I'm down to 2, which is good. Snap-on 3/8 torque wrench. Digital angle gauge. Love it. Much better than the previous model. Universal, well, brake line adapters and fittings for doing brake lines. Impact driver, this is handy. Electronics stethoscope. I haven't used this in a while, but I used to use it a lot when I was working on high-end vehicles for like wind noises and finding stuff. Oh yeah, lots of, these were actually off some turbos, but little baggie of lines, stoppers and stuff. Misc. Some more 4.5-inch cutting wheels, boxes of cookies. Can I get them all back in with one hand? Probably not. Oh, of course, when I pick it up I can do it with one hand. There we go. And a random hose, more grinding wheels. So I use this a lot. So I'd like to get all these put into a Milwaukee box too. Noisy. Alright. And then here, got another crate. Got a little bit of leftover brake fluid. I got more up there, and I got more shop towel up here. Mechanics wire. Vacuum brake bleeder. Love this bit of kit. I got it with my snap-on scanner there at a good price, so been using that for a while. Coolant, more coolant, water, which is obviously haven't got anything in it, but because it's winter and it gets pretty cold, so don't get used all that much right now. And let's get into this box, shall we? I was actually in this box this morning. Got called out for a no start this morning. There's another 230 volt, 220 volt connector that I hardwired into here for a compressor. That didn't work out. This is a pain. There we go. Stay. And here we go, some more multimeter connector tool set. Multimeter tools, wire strippers, misc inventory, some Ethernet Scotch locks, which is great. Not a fan of using Scotch locks, but if it's good enough for data and internet and bell, then I'm sure it's okay for some communication wires, low voltage, low amperage stuff that's below 22 gauge. And whilst I'm here, I need to stock up heat shrink connectors. I'm not a fan of the normal connectors that you can't heat shrink the ends or the rings. Don't like those. I don't often do a lot of soldering because I prefer using butt connectors. It was how I always use butt connectors, but I have done soldering. But the last manufacturer I worked for, the OEM manufacturer said butt connections only. So a company like that can say butt connections only and repair. I'm sure they're good enough. So I've got butane torch, more butane down here. Just a cheaper multimeter because my last one broke. I've got a snap-on power probe in there, plus a 30-foot spool, random wires, electrical cleaner. I've had this unpacked all this morning. I have to repack it. More trim clips and wire connectors, like end connectors, random wire. I need to get some more of. Butane torch. Cheapy meter until I can afford to spend another drop of $1,000 on another one. Vacuum hoses. Butt connectors. Some fuses. Oh yes, back probe kit. This is a nice kit. I find their resistance though on some of them gets high quick. Noid light set. Handy. Very handy. Data wire. This is smaller than 22 gauge, so this is handy. More butt connectors. 12 gauge wire. Let's get into this back here, shall we? Alright, test lead kit. Got the digital back probe, test light, sorry. It's alright, I might get a bulb one though too, so I can run, because if you want to run current through it, you have to run it backwards instead of the correct way like you would with a bulb, because otherwise it doesn't work, because it has two different lights in it, one green, one red. Then I got the snap-on power probe, so I've been using that as my main, as a multimeter instead for now, which works good. That's it. This box, I'll repack that. Alright, with that packed away now, let's move on to some of the underneath. So I got my oil drain bucket. Down under there I've got an inner tie rod toolkit. This is OEM, it does good. See, OEM. And what I like, goes with my brand colours. Is it open? It's green. I love green. One of these days my truck will be black. So, then down there we got some for coolant and picking up rust. So I stick these underneath the brake rotors when I'm doing brake jobs, and they pick up all the rust. It stops all the rust, like dirt and stuff, ending up on someone's driveway. I'm a big one on cleanliness and keeping everything clean. Dustpan and brush. I need a new brush. So I pride myself on how clean I am. Okay, so I got some hammers down here. I got a really long Matco pry bar when I really need to pry on something. I got a hitch vise. This is great, especially when doing like CV boot, axle boots. Hammers. I got some soft ones. I got chain. I got some more big wrenches. Channel locks. I've got another pair of channel locks somewhere. Maybe they're in my toolbox at home. Big wrenches. This one's 1.5 inches. I'm not going to get all this out, but I got a tap and die kit down there. What is in that box at the back? I forget. This is, bearing race and seal installer. I got a slide hammer kit in that box. Needle scaler. These are great. Love needle scalers. someone at the last shop I worked at showed me how beautiful needle scalers are. Gosh, it's my favourite tool out of everything I have. Needle scaler is it, by Ingersoll Rand. They're rather noisy. What's the model number there? Yeah, 125-A needle scaler. Favourite tool. Beautiful. Clean stuff up, so freaking nice. The chain, my coolant system pressure tensor that needs replacing because it's old. I got the snap-on thread chaser kit, slide hammer kit, just a cheapy one, but it does the job for now until I can afford something better. And then got a Lyle kit for doing fan clutch pulleys. It's had a little bit of use, not a whole lot, because I do a lot of European stuff, so this is for my own trucks that I've used it for more than, and I've used it on a few customer vehicles as well. So I'll slide that back. It lives underneath there. I like this platform I built. Put this hammer here, that hammer there, needle scaler there. I'll slide my hitch vise back in, because that takes up a lot of weight in the truck. And after that, that concludes the tour of my service truck, or toolbox on wheels. So I was looking forward to showing you my spring compressor today. I didn't bring it along with me, it's sat at home. It's a lot of weight and it's a tool that I don't use that often, but you can use it on a bench. And I think it's great. I think I hit my work phone. Let's find out. You see, this is the intake for my compressor, well, my generator, my 5.5 kilowatt compressor. There's the exhaust down there. It's plumbed into the gas tank. Let's see if I had a missed call. Nope, just my hearing. Right, so we'll see you on the next on the next video I make, I suppose. And if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. It's all appreciated. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.